Hello, CCL Sports Cards fans. What is up and welcome back. Today, I'm going to share with you my 3 best prospect ideas. Minor league prospects who won't break the bank and can possibly offer big returns down the road. Now, anyone who watches this channel regularly knows that I'm not one to come out here and tell you to chase the newest kids in the latest offering of Bowman. In fact, quite the contrary, as it often happens. And in this episode is no different. The 3 prospects I'm going to tell you about are from last year because in my experience, while the latest and greatest prospects that sell for premium prices are attractive, and we as humans are drawn to things that are going up in price or value, that is human nature, by the way. Some of these cards defy logic and gravity, but more often than not, in time, gravity and being rational begins to set in and prices soften. And I don't want anyone who chooses to watch my show to fall victim to this, as I did so many times in the past in my younger years. A recent example would be Bobby Witt Jr. I took some heat for it when I said I would not be a buyer in Let's Talk About Bobby Witt. When that episode aired back in February, Bobby Witt's 2020 Bowman Chrome base auto in PSA 10 was trading at around $2,500 to $2,700 with routine. These days, it's only $1,300. Now, you could have been one of the select few who got out between $3,000 and $4,000 for the aforementioned card, but it was literally a handful of sales. The funny part is that Mr. Witt is playing really well, and I never once said he wasn't any good. But when a player's card will cost you more than, say, Mr. Aaron Judge's comparable card or Mookie Betts or Bryce Harper, you get the idea. It just becomes kind of silly to me. Said another way, I prefer to look at young kids playing in the minors who have had success to some degree, then maybe have a softer season or a partial soft season and let some time pass after the product's release, then pick up their most coveted first Bowman autos when everyone else is excited about the top signee out of, say, the Dominican Republic or a high school in the USA. Again, to be clear, you can make money doing the latter, but I prefer personally to avoid hype. With that, let's get to my 3 best prospect ideas. Starting with Maximo Acosta of the Down East Ducks and the Texas Rangers organization. I love this kid, whose autos can be found in 2021 Bowman. Now, Maximo came in with a good amount of hype when the product released, so his cards did cost quite a premium on release and for some time afterward. So I wrote his name down and tracked his performance for a while, and to say that his first professional season in 2021 was lackluster, that would be fair. He spent 2021 in the Arizona Complex League playing in 17 games, compiling 61 at-bats with 15 hits, but a third of those were for extra bases. Not bad. He wound up hitting .246, but striking out 15 times and only walking 3, and had an underwhelming OPS of .672, when all was said and done. However, that presented an opportunity to pick up some really great cards over the past 4 months, including what I have now, a BGS True Gem Orange, 2 PSA 10s, one of them a True Blue, and one of them is a Refractor, as well as a CSG Gem Mint True Blue, which was recently cracked by my man Dusty Baker at SubHub, and is now at BGS for regrading, and the results of which will be showcased in a forthcoming episode that's going to be called Crack and Cross. Now, looking at his 2022 season, Maximo is giving us a bit of a different story, and there's a lot to be excited about, besides the fact that I love his swing. While his April was kind of ho-hum, he hit .316 in May and is currently hitting .303 in June, giving Maximo a very decent .266 average, with 1 home run, 19 RBIs, and 18 steals, and a very respectable OPS of .720. Again, that all when this episode was written. And those numbers continue to climb. The one drawback to this 19-year-old shortstop, his extra base power hasn't quite improved. But for this big, strong kid, I feel like it's only a matter of time. What I like even more, though, is that his strikeout to walk ratio has greatly improved this season from 5-to-1 last year to 2-to-1 this season, and at a higher level now. He's being more selective and hitting more as a result. I feel like the sky is the limit for this kid, and you can pick up his 2021 Bowman Chrome Auto in raw condition for just $35. That is a bargain for a kid who's just 19 with Acosta's tools, in my opinion. Next up, number 2, Jordan Diaz. Subscribers will not be at all surprised by this pick. I imagine anyways. But this kid just keeps impressing. He's made the hot list a number of times on this channel, and his 2021 Bowman Chrome base auto remains super approachable. Now, Jordan burst onto the minor league baseball scene with all kinds of fanfare, but has been a professional since 2017. 2017! it's kind of hard to believe he didn't get a first Bowman auto until 2021. Because for the most part, he put up respectable numbers each year. I do see that he had his best season prior to 2022 in 2021, which would explain that. However, there were 4 decent years prior to that. In 2021, Jordan Diaz, who's only 21 years old, is a third baseman, and he hit .288 with 13 home runs, 22 doubles, which is not bad of a total considering he had 333 at-bats. For all his hard work in High A Lansing last season, Jordan was promoted to Double A Midland for 2022, this year's campaign. And I truly believe this kid can make AAA Round Rock by the season's end, keeping in mind that he will be 22 in August. But being 22 in AAA is not bad at all. And the reason I say he can make it there is his line for 2022 in AA. Jordan is hitting .300 with 9 homers and 35 RBIs and a very impressive OPS of .905. And sporting a not too bad 2.5 to 1 strikeout to walk ratio. At $25 for his 2021 Bowman Chrome base auto in raw condition, I think he's a bargain and will begin to add some Jordan Diaz to my mix of prospects. I currently own none of his cards, but Jordan, the sweet swinger that he is, he's talked me into it. Now, this last prospect I am over the moon about. I liked him when 2021 Bowman draft dropped and loved his first stint as a professional in 2021 as well. And I was not the only one excited about the 5th round draft pick out of Dorman Roebuck High School. At 18 years of age, 6'2", 210 pounds, and a switch hitter, it was easy to get wound up about a young prospect whose first Bowman auto reads, produces loft and power with a fire hose for an outfield arm. I was sold. Of course, I'm talking about Mr. TJ White, currently playing for Fredericksburg in Low A in the Washington Nationals organization. TJ hit a very nice .283 with 2 doubles and 4 homers in just 15 games last season in the Florida Complex League. Satisfied with what they saw, and who wouldn't be, considering how well he played, TJ was moved to his current team in Fredericksburg, which, by the way, if you haven't watched a game or seen the lineup card, that team is absolutely stacked. Brady House, Pena, De La Rosa, and of course my man TJ. Now, TJ's 2022 stat line is a little misleading, which showcases a very modest line of .242, 5 home runs, 16 RBIs, and an OPS of .744. But there is so much more to this story. White hit a very respectable .302 with 2 homers and 4 doubles in April, but then fell off an absolute cliff in May, having one of the worst months I can recall a prospect ever having, going just 3 for 42 and hitting .071. Just brutal. I can't even imagine how TJ felt week to week between games. It had to be terrible. But I am guessing he's a pretty resilient guy since he bounced back June 1st when the calendar month changed, and then he homered and drove in 4. And it didn't just stop there. TJ is now hitting .371 for the month of June with a double, a triple, 3 home runs, 2 of which were June 8th. And I highly recommend watching those 2 homers if you have MILB TV and can access the June 8th game. I doubt the first of those 2 home runs has even landed yet. It was hit so hard. His 2021 Bowman Draft Chrome Auto in raw condition will set you back just $20 on average. That is dirt cheap for an 18-year-old with pop and who is delivering as a pro. I just picked up his True Gold in PSA 10 for $725 from my man Andy at Chrome Prospects. This was a $1,600 raw card on release, and TJ has only gotten better. Folks, that's all. Thank you so much for tuning in and for sharing this content with others. This platform continues to grow, and a big thanks goes out to all of you fans of this show. Keep in mind that anything I say on this channel is strictly my opinion and should be taken as such. Have an awesome finish to your week, folks.